This last part here, we're going to find the midpoint if we're given two coordinates. So basically, we're taking the average of the x values, the average of the y's. So if we have the points 5, -7 and 11, 4 to find the midpoint, I'm going to add the x's up and divide by 2, and then add the y values up and divide by 2. So I get 16 over 2, which is 8, and then I get -3 over 2, which is -3 over 2. So my midpoint, I'll use a capital M, is 8, and then -3 over 2. Okay, let's try the next one. So our midpoint here would be 11 over 2, and then 1/2. And you can leave them just as fractions. The next part, we're given the midpoint, and we're given an endpoint. We want to find the second endpoint. So my midpoint is 412. One endpoint is 6, -19. And I want to figure out what this other endpoint is. I'll show you two ways of doing it. One's using a picture. So to get from 6 to 4, what did I do? I subtracted 2. So I'm going to have to subtract 2 again to get to the next coordinate. So 4 minus 2 is 2. Let's check. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. That's good. Now, what did I do to -19 to get to +12? Well, I went 19 and then 12. So I went, actually, 31 units. So now I'm going to do 31 again. And 31 plus 12 is 43. So if I take 43, if I take 19 away from 43, I then have 24, and 24 divided by 2 is 12. So my midpoint is 412, the endpoint was 6, -19, and the other endpoint is 243. If I want to do it using the algebra method, I would say, okay, 6 plus what x value divided by 2 is 4. Then I multiply both sides by 2, and I get 6 plus x equals 8. Subtract 6, and x is 2. Do the same for y. So I would say, all right, -19 plus what value divided by 2 equals 12. So I multiply by 2 again. Sorry, my handwriting's a little messy there. So I get -19 plus y equals 24. Add 19 to both sides, and I get, 43. So your coordinate would be 2, 43. Okay, so let's try the other one out. Why don't you pause it and try it out using one of those methods and see how you do. All right, so let's see how we did here. So if we do that method that I showed you using the picture, we have 5, 7. We have 15, -3, and we're looking for this coordinate here. So what do? We subtracted 10. So 5 minus 10, we just put the minus there, is -5. Then here, from -3 to +7, I added 10. So if I add 10 to 7, I now have 17. And you can always check, 15 and -5 is 10. 10 divided by 2 is 5. -3 plus 17 is 14. 14 divided by 2 is 7. So that does check for our midpoint. So we get -5, 17. Okay? And you can do it the algebraic way as well.